welcome to this explainer. Okay, I've got a quick puzzle for you today, and we're just gonna jump straight in. Absolutely no fluff. Take a look at this sentence with me. The trophy didn't fit in the suitcase because it was too big. Quick, what does it refer to? The trophy, right? Obviously. But what happens if we change just one single word? Listen to this. Because it was too small. Suddenly, it means the suitcase. You just did something completely effortlessly in a fraction of a second that actually stumped computers for decades. Crazy, right? So the whole crucial point here is that the word it has literally zero meaning on its own. It borrows meaning from trophy or suitcase. To really understand language, you can't just read words one at a time in a vacuum because the meaning of a word depends entirely on the other words around it, even if those words are really far away in the sentence. Older AI systems used to read strictly left to right. They just plodded along, evaluating words in total isolation, and because of that, they just keep losing the thread. Well, this brings us to the ultimate problem-solving question, the one that changed absolutely everything for machines trying to understand context. For every single word an AI processes now, it basically stops and asks itself, which other words should I pay attention to right now? And that is the single brilliant trick behind ChatGPT and, well, pretty much all modern AI. It's called attention. Put simply, attention is a mechanism that allows an AI to look at every other word in a sentence at the exact same time and decide how much each one matters. Let's watch this process in action. When the AI is processing that tricky little word it assigns what are called mathematical weights. The model places a massive 45% attention on trophy and another 45% on suitcase. Then, depending on whether the rest of the sentence says big or small, it uses those weights to figure out which object the sentence is actually pointing at. It's like a giant instantaneous puzzle solver. Now take that single calculation and scale it up into an entire internal network. Picture this, every single word sending a quick glance to every other word asking, hey, how relevant are you to me? Strong connections light up incredibly bright. Irrelevant connections, they stay dim. So instead of being read in a lonely, rigid little sequence, every single word is understood in the full, rich context of all the others. And you can clearly see why this was such a massive, game-changing turning point in tech. Because attention ditches that slow left-to-right method and looks at all the words simultaneously, it can run massively in parallel on modern hardware. And since it runs in parallel, well, suddenly we could scale up efficiently and train these models on absolutely enormous amounts of text. Which leads us to the big reveal here. This whole attention mechanism we've been breaking down, it's the beating heart of an architecture called the transformer. It is literally what puts the T in GPT, generative pre-trained transformer. So the next time an AI untangles a twisty sentence for you or, holds a really long thread of conversation without forgetting what it or that refers to, you know exactly what's happening under the hood. It isn't just reading word by word, it's looking at everything at once, deciding in real time what deserves its attention. It really makes you wonder, though, as these networks get larger and larger, what else are they going to learn to pay attention to? Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.